Hi and hello, I am Athena Pondian here. Welcome to the Anatomy for the Biomedical Engineers classroom once again. Today we are going to discuss about, we have just continued the unit called the central nervous system. In that, in the previous class we discussed about what is the external anatomy of the human brain, everything. So today we are just going to see the functions of all the external parts of the human brain. That is, what is the function of cerebrum, what is the function of cerebellum, what is the function of the brain stem, and all the things we are going to discuss today. Come, let me start the class now. Cerebrum. Of course, we know that that particular cerebrum occupies the major portion of our human brain. Okay, that particular cerebrum is present inside the, first of all, it is externally covered by, that is immediately covered by the cerebral cortex, and then on the above region of the cerebral cortex we have the three layers that is called the meninges. They are together decoded, that is pyometer, durameter and arachnoid. So all the things are protecting this cerebrum. In the walls of the cerebrum, we have so many ridges and furrows, that is called as so many foldings like structures are there. That folding like structures are called as gyrus and sulci. They called as a gyrus and sulci. In the normal English they call this ridges and furrows. They're just like a speed breaker. They're just up and down like that. The foldings are there. That are called as the ridges and furrows. That is gyrus and sulci. The number of gyrus and sulcis in the outer region of the brain, it indicates the intelligence of the humans. Then come to the cerebrum. See, of course we know that cerebrum occupies the major portion of the human brain. In the brain, the cerebrum did an extraordinary function. That is, the first is conscious. Your consciousness is decided by your cerebrum. Imagination. Your imagination is decided by the cerebrum. Of course, intelligence. Because of this presence of gyrus and sulci, it is present in the cerebrum. This intelligence is also controlled by or managed by this cerebrum part. Your memory can be stored here because of the presence of cerebrum. Reasoning, the reasoning wise thinking is given by the cerebrum. Thinking, what you are going to think, what you are going to do, all the things give the instruction by the presence of cerebrum. Planning, what you are going to do, what is your aim, what are the things you need to plan, all the things are coming because of the presence of cerebrum. So this is the main function of cerebrum. That is conscious, imagination, intelligence, memory, thinking, reasoning and planning. Okay, so these main functions are done by the cerebrum. See, inside the cerebrum there are so many parts are there. There are so many, hypothalamus are there, pituitary gland is there, the encephalon is there. All the things will help to do all these functions. So the externally, we are just look what is the function of cerebrum. If you go and look at what is the function of the cerebrum, means that all the function is done. That is conscious, imagination, intelligence, memory, thinking, reasoning and planning. But all these functions are done by so many parts present in the cerebrum. That is why the major region is occupied by the human brain is cerebrum. So each and every parts will help to do all these functions. You just think, if these functions are not available in a human, then humans are not considered as a sixth sense people. Our sixth sense is available because of the presence of this particular cerebrum. So this is the main function of the cerebrum. Then, next to the cerebrum, the most important part we look at cerebellum. So the 50% of the neurons is occupied by this cerebellum. Of course, you know that the cerebellum is present in the lower region of your brain. Comparatively, the region occupies is minimum when compared to the cerebrum. This cerebellum, even though it occupies the small space, it will do some of the extraordinary functions. What are all the functions that particular cerebellum will do? Come, let's see. See, that particular cerebellum will maintain the balance of the human body. The balance of the human body is done by this particular cerebellum part. Balance in the sense, I will tell you, once I finished all these things, I will tell you what it indicates balances. The second is a motoric movement. If I want to move the hand by like this, if I want to move my head like this, if I want to walk, if I want to bend my knee, all the things, all the motoric movement can be controlled by the instruction come by the cerebellum. The cerebellum will control all the things. Okay, then walking. If you are going to walk, if you want to go walk higher, if you want to go walk in a speedway, all the things can be controlled by your cerebellum. Then standing, not only walking. If I am stand here like this, this is controlled by, this is the instruction coming by the cerebellum. Voluntary movements. So this voluntary movements is nothing but hungry, thirsty, if you feel anger, if you feel something, all the things can be controlled by coming under this voluntary movement. This voluntary movement is maintained or managed by the cerebellum. Okay, so this is the very important part. And then all the muscular activity is done by the cerebellum. And last, if you want to speech, the informations need to come or the controlled mannerism is given by your cerebellum. So these are all the very important things you need to do. Apart from the conscious imagination, memory, thinking, reasoning and planning controlled by the cerebrum, all the other action, physical actions can be done by, most of the physical actions can be done by your cerebellum part. So here, I already told you, in the final part, I will tell you the balance. Balance is nothing but, if I want to stand here, I need some of the balance. If I want to walk, I need some of the balance. Not only the physical balance, your temperature need to maintain. Your water content present in the blood need to maintain. All the other parts, chemical parts, physical parts, all the things can be balanced by the presence of cerebellum. So most of the physical actions are controlled by your cerebellum part. That is the second region of your human brain. Okay. Then the next portion of the brain is brainstem. So brainstem includes pons and medulla oblongata. So now we are going to see what is the functions of the pons. See, the pons is the lower region of our human body, that is human brain. That particular pons have two regions. One is the basal region, another one is dorsal region. That we can able to say ventral portion and the dorsal portion. These two parts are togetherly do some of the very important functions of the human body. What are all they? See, your breathing, that is respiration, can be controlled by the presence of this pons. Okay, then involuntary actions, apart from the voluntary actions that controlled by the cerebellum, all the involuntary actions can be controlled by this particular pons. Hearing, your eardrum, your human ear can be controlled, managed by this particular pons. Equilibrium, of course, we already talk about the balance and everything. Here, the equilibrium status is also controlled by this particular pons. Your taste, your smell, your touch, your pain, your facial expressions like that while you are going to eat something, swallowing, you are chewing, all the facial reactions can be controlled by this particular pons. Then, most importantly, the saliva secretions is controlled by this pons. Then your tears in the eye is controlled by the pons. Some of the eye muscular region can be controlled by this particular pons. And then your dreams. The 75%, these particular parts play a main vital role for creating a dreams in your human body. So these are all the other important functions controlled by parts. The next portion of the brain stem is medulla oblongata. So medulla oblongata is the last region of our human external anatomy of the human brain. That medulla oblongata is purposely for the two main function. That is for the circulatory function and the respiratory function. Even though the parts did some of the breathing function, the 75% of the breathing control and the circulation control is done by this medulla oblongata. This is especially for the particular purpose. Your heart rate, your blood pressure, your blood vessels control, your balance control, all the things can be controlled by. In the way of circulatory system, it is done by this particular medulla oblongata. And then the 75% of the respiration work, even though the pons did some of the function, but 75% of your respiratory functions can be done by this medulla oblongata. So that is what I am telling about. So regulate breathing. So breathing is not only the inspiration and expiration. It is the exchange of the gases also in the alveoli. That kind of informations can be controlled by this medulla oblongata. Then your cardiovascular system, that is human heart, can be controlled by this medulla oblongata. And then your blood vessels, that is coming under the heart. Your blood vessels management, your blood vessels pressure. We already said that the pressure difference is happen there in arteries and veins. That particular pressure variations in the blood vessels can be controlled by this medulla oblongata. And then the main part, the digestion. Each and every cell digestion and the human body digestion. What is the need of the particular digestion? What is the particular hormone is the response for the particular digestions? All the works can be done by this medulla oblongata. So this is the main function of your medulla oblongata, that is brainstem region. This is the smallest portion of your human brain, but they did so many functions, especially circulatory function, respiratory function, and digestion functions, and all the other things like because of this respiratory regulate only, we are attained some of the sneezing. So all the respiratory related initiations are happened by this particular medulla oblongata. So hope so we hold this particular topic today. So this particular central nervous system is actually a vast unit. In my point of view, I don't want to rush you by so many topics on one day. So slowly we are just going to move. Especially this particular central nervous system is because of the vast unit, we are just go slowly. Okay. In the previous class, we are just to see the anatomy, external anatomy. Today, we are just to see the external anatomy function. So all the parts, all the functions you need to remember, keep on. Then in the next class, we are going to see the internal or the cross section of the brain. Or what once you are done the cross section and what are all the parts in the particular brain and anatomy of that and the functions of that. All the things will be seen in the next class. Thank you.